As Randy, Paulie Herman. As Danny, you all know him, Chris Tucker. Now, a two-time Academy Award nominee, nominated today for Best Supporting Actress, Jackie Weaver as Dolores. What an honor to introduce this man, two-time Academy Award winner, six-time nominee, and now seven-time nominee today for Best Supporting Actor, Robert De Niro. Wow, she just cleaned up tonight. She just won 2 Critics' Choice Awards tonight. One for The Hunger Games, one for this film, Silver Linings Playbook. And she's extraordinary. An Academy Award nominee for Winter's Bone, and now an Academy Award nominee for this film, and your SAG nominee, Jennifer Lawrence. And Screen Actors Guild Award nominee for Best Actor, and winner tonight for Best Actor in a Comedy, and also an Academy Award nominee for Best Actor, Mr. Bradley Cooper. Wow, this is fun. This is a good night. This is a good night for
you. Which is more what's in the movie. And you know, I knew people who had maybe had to struggle and be in and out of a hospital for a short time. The book was someone for a much longer time, and we made Robert De Niro's character a book.
As of coming from Philadelphia, I mean, you always want to anchor yourself in the character and make it real so you don't have to act. And it was very easy for me to play a guy from Philadelphia because I still live there. And I know what those houses feel like and smell like and taste like, and the wardrobe, and you know, the way you walk, and you know, the necklace I have is my grandfather's necklace, and you know, little things to anchor yourself. And I had the benefit of Bob. You know, he and I are friends. So it was very easy for me to believe that I could believe him to say Dad. And you know, I met Bob at a time in my life where my own father was ill, and so there was that's a whole personal thing that really anchored it for me. And then I had the opportunity to work with this woman who was just, you know, I mean, yeah.
Of everyone around her and kind of the anchor to herself.
I met somebody like that.
He met somebody like that, but he's not sharing who it is.
I'm not bullheaded.
But you two, you know, it reminded me, you know, recalled to me, and it's like The Apartment, Billy Wilder's The Apartment, these two broken people who come together, and that blend of comedy drama that this movie does. You know, you don't see that many times. You either see wild comedies or you see straight dramas, and here you have to play both sides of that.
Yeah, it's so raw, and it's so their relationship is so beautiful, and it's what
you looked like you were having a great time doing it too, working with David O. Russell and this style. Can you talk about the style of acting that he allowed you to do? Because I know he had several cameras and kind of 360-degree angles and things, and just threw lines out. Can you talk?
Yeah, I mean, we basically knew what we were doing, but then David would, which was not something that I saw coming, but it didn't matter, where he would orchestrate like a conductor. He'd put the camera here, or he'd put it there, or just everybody was moving around. The actors were getting out of the way of cameraman, or it was a handheld shot, or a steady cam, which is another kind of sort of balance. It was terrific because it gave everything a certain type of immediacy, a spontaneity, an unexpectedness that when he'd throw lines at us from time to time. He knew all the characters, so whatever he threw at us was totally within keeping of what you would expect the character to say, and that added.
This is why you are the greatest actor.
Yes, I actually had to be a fanatic, which I'm not for the Eagles or any football team.
What was it like, Bradley, the father-son dynamic here is fantastic. The whole family dynamic is, but you guys...
He's just more... He just likes to go to his room a lot and look at television and go to his room and get away from the family or something, but he's like he's funny, but in a much more subdued, kind of muted way. And
he taught us all that by doing less and little, you can be so present. If you're just present, you'll be real. And so Jackie, anytime the camera went to her, she was so present, so much emotion was coming off of her. Her bridge is the wish to save her son and keep her household together, and to mitigate between her husband and her son. And I could go on about every actor up here, but I just wanted to say that about Jackie.
He's worried about their problems. They've both got serious anger management issues, and one's OCD and the other one's bipolar, and she just adores them unconditionally, and she wants to she's treading on eggshells, she's trying to keep the peace.
Since the 90s, right?
Oh, no, 2007, I think.
2007. Okay. That makes this very special, I think, for you.
Yeah, I'm real picky. I've said this before, and when my people found this one, they said I had to read it because it's David O. Russell, and David O. Russell's going to get the best actors, and it's a good part, it's a fun part, it's something showing a different side of me, and it's a good opportunity to do something good. So I was always looking for something like this, and look what happened. Guess I was right.
I actually speak for this audience. When you walked out, you could see the reaction that you got. They are so happy to see you back on the screen.
Wherever he would go, Chris Tucker quite often would be the one with all the people running up to him. And airports and so forth. And one of the beautiful things, and the actors will probably not like this, but I'll say it anyway, as a director, is when there's a great convergence between the actor's real place in life and what's happening in the film. So for Chris Tucker, the fact that he had been absent from our screens for a while worked wonderfully for his character, because his character would walk on screen and would feel like, he's been away. And yet he brought
been away.
And so he brought all this heart and soul to the fact and gave us a backstory about Pat, and the fact that he had to know all the legal language that no other character, the guy who's probably improvised every film the most, had to learn the literal legal language of if they don't renew your mental hygiene law by 2/3 of the maximum length of your felony sentence. We all got a kick out of watching him try to say that.
Yeah, come back in 6 years to give me that dialogue, David. That's fine.
But anyway, that was a beautiful thing to bring to the whole picture, and as is all these guys.
Yeah, and Chris, I love the scene where you come in with the dance and try to show.
It's great to see someone walk on who really knows, can dance naturally. That was a beautiful thing.
That's right. What was that like to do that with Brad and Bradley?
It was great. It was fun. We just went with it, and it worked.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm sure you actors out there know that one of the hardest things to do is to come onto a set where everybody's been working there, and the rhythm's already set, and you're almost going into this turbine. And that, I would imagine the most intimidating thing for that would be to do a David O. Russell movie, because it's such a fast pace, it's such a family-oriented atmosphere. And the actors like Shea Wiggum and Dash Myhawk and Paulie Herman, the three gentlemen on the end there, when they came on, they had to go right into the machine and deliver big time, and they did it seamlessly, and it was incredible. I mean, You know, we've heard about this guy Jake throughout the movie, Pat's brother, and then, you know, we pan up to him at the top of the stairs, and, you know, the guy has to be grounded and bam, otherwise the movie's going to sink, and he just kills it, and then all the stuff that he was talking about, you know, what's going well for him and bad for Pat. And you should have heard what he came up with, the stuff that didn't make it into the movie.
Shay, can we hear some of the stuff that didn't make it?
No, we can't. And then Dash, to turn this cop into this, like, sort of, you know, unbelievable character that we care about, and we see him at the end of the dance, and just really filled it out. And his
to come to bed with her and then smack you because she feels so hurt.